Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, okay. That's right. We might as well get started because I know it's being recorded and then people can watch it later if they're not able to attend today, because I know it's a bit of an awkward time if people have work and things. So, yeah. Great. Well, people are welcome to come in at any point. All right, well, thank you for joining us. It's a very small session today in the room, so I've just got a couple of people here. Hopefully people will be joining online. I might not be able to see the chat if you're joining online, if you happen to be in there, because we've got the presentation up, but I'll periodically go back and just check the chat and see who's in there. So welcome people who are here in the room or online or watching this later. I'm Lauren Lyons, the Postgraduate Nursing Course Coordinator, and this is the Postgraduate Orientation session for Semester 1 2024. So we're great to see all our new students and excited that we can work with you on this learning journey. And this session, I know it's quite small in the room, so feel free to ask questions as we go along. I might just repeat them through the microphone to make sure that people listening to the recording later on can hear it and know the context. So basically what we'll be doing today is just going through some really general information about postgraduate nursing and what services are available at Flinders University, because that way you've got a broad overview of what services you can access, and we won't really specifically be going into information about the particular topics or the particular courses that you're studying, because we know they are incredibly diverse in the postgraduate space. But if you did have a specific question about the course that you're doing or particular topics, then I'm very happy to take those questions and refer them on to the right person or to let you know where to go and get that question answered. So yeah, just feel free to put up your hand and yell out any questions as we go along. So welcome again. So I just want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land that we're meeting on today, the Kaurna land. And I want to honour people here, past, present and emerging, and their ongoing connection to the land today. So we'll start off by just looking at some of the essentials that you're going to need before you can really get very far at all. So you might have already done some of this stuff. So feel free to ask any questions or let me know if I'm going too slow or too fast along the way. So one of the most important things whenever you go anywhere is Wi-Fi. So for logging into the Wi-Fi network, it's the same anywhere on the Flinders campuses. You can log into the network EduRoam with your FAN. So that's normally it's the first 4 letters of your surname followed by some numbers. So you should have all of that information available to you and your enrolment information. Has everyone been able to find their FAN and log in to the network so far?
I haven't tried, but I know at the library they said if that doesn't work, put in your full email address.
There's a few little tricks like that, yeah. Sometimes the first time I think you might need to put in your full email address. But yeah, if that doesn't work, then yeah, try putting in your full email address and trying those little tricks. Can be a bit funny, particularly the first time you log in. Often there's some certificates and networks that need to be approved. But yeah, definitely if it's not working for you after you've tried these basic instructions, then there's more information and support on that website that's up there. So the student.flinders.edu support computing and Wi-Fi, because occasionally there can be little issues that come up, as there is with any area of technology. Oh, I can hear someone online. Is someone online?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Hi.
Lovely to meet you. So there's a couple of us in the room. Sorry, when I have the slides up, I can't actually see or hear anyone online. So sorry about that. But do you have any questions so far?
Not yet.
Not yet? Sure. Well, let us know if you need anything. Yep. Do you mind if you don't have any questions, maybe just popping yourself on mute, just so we don't accidentally get any feedback from where you are. But then feel free to, obviously, take yourself off of mute if you do have any questions. Just yell out along the way. Very happy to answer anything. Well, welcome. Got 2 people online. What was your name, sorry?
My name is Wan Shane.
Wenshin, lovely to meet you. And I can see we've also got someone else online as well, Lorraine, it looks like. So welcome, Lorraine and Wenshin. All right, so hopefully we've all been able to do that, or soon we'll be on the track to accessing the Wi-Fi. So something else that you would probably like to look at quite early on is the new student section of Compass, which has information about how to enrol and register in your classes. So that's something really good to do early on, so you can know when your classes are, start planning your timetable, because as I'm sure you're probably all very aware, your classes all start next week. Some of them might be the week after, but certainly a lot of classes are starting next week. So it's a really important idea to enrol and register so you can find out when your classes are and start finding a bit out about when assignments are due, so you can be on track with your studies and your weekly readings. If you do have any issues around enrolment and registration, there is of course support available if you need to access any questions around that. But hopefully it should be a fairly straightforward process for you. Did anyone have any questions around enrolment or classes so far that they haven't been able to find the answer to?
Probably more specific to my topic, but they've said there's a group A and a group B, and they've just kind of given everyone both of them. So all of the enrolments have like conflicting timetables, and they'll need to like ask them which one's which, who's in group A and who's in group B, because they all conflict at the moment.
Oh, okay. Maybe check with your, where is this showing?
Just on the email when you check
Oh, okay.
for online classes.
Maybe check with your topic coordinator. Do you know the topic coordinator's name or have their details?
It was there, like she's the one that sent it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just check with her because she might not realise, or sometimes we don't always see how it appears at the student end, which can be confusing. So yeah, maybe just get in touch with her and just clarify which it is that you're in, whether it's group A or B, and what time your class is, because that would be really important information for you to know before you start next week and end up possibly in the wrong class or not. So yeah, maybe just let her know. It might be possible she's not aware how it appears at the student end. Sometimes what we see is not the same as what you see at the other end, so that's important feedback. She'd probably be very pleased that you brought that to her attention. Yeah. Anyone else in the room or online have any questions or anything around their enrolments or class registrations? No, hopefully that means it's all gone smoothly for you so far, which is what we like to hear. So student ID card, that's something else that's quite important. So your ID card, obviously if you're a full-time student, allows you to get student discounts on things like accommodation. It's also important to carry it around the university with you in case it's needed for ID purposes. It also allows you to get swipe access to different places, such as the library. You can request after-hour access. So it is important to get a student ID card. So you can find this online. So if you can just request your ID card, order your ID card, and then you'll be able to organise to pick it up later on. So has anyone been able to do this so far? No, not yet. Haven't tried? Yeah. It's all right. You've got a little bit of time. I'm sure that there'll be lots of people that haven't quite gotten to this stage yet. So yeah, something to add to the to-do list. How about everyone online? I believe if you're located outside of Adelaide, I believe they will be able to post this to you. But I'm sure you can get in touch with them about those particular details. I don't think they're expecting you to fly to Adelaide to come and pick it up. So if you are a student who's studying online and is not actually in Adelaide, I would just, find out if you can get it posted to you, or another way for them to make sure you can access your ID card. So we kind of mentioned this before about enrolling and registering. So there's some information here about how to enrol and register. I'm not sure if people need me to go through any of this. So I know that some people, obviously Lauren, you mentioned you've already been able to enrol and register. All good. What about you, Rice? Have you been okay with enrolling and registering, or is it Rice or Bryce? Rice.
Rice, yeah.
Rice.
Apparently, because I'm registered in my 2 classes.
Perfect. All right, so you're on track. And I didn't quite catch your name because you came in just before. Marilyn, hi, nice to meet you. Have you had any luck with enrolling and registering?
Actually, enrolled in 4 topics. And, registered in 4 of those classes, but the emails that I am getting from the topic templates, some are kind of lessons where they are see them and then see which classes to attend in person and something like that.
Okay. So in your student timetable, you're getting emails that are different than what's on your student timetable? Okay. That sounds a bit confusing for you, yeah.
It's for the online students different from us coming into face-to-face classes, so I'm not really sure I'm new to this platform, so I'm kind of starting to get to know.
Yeah, of course. It's only the first week, really.
The 4 that I registered was supposed to be Tuesday in the morning and then 1 in the afternoon, Wednesday 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. But the emails are quite different.
Okay.
They are going to attend classes, online classes like on Mondays, which shifted from the timetable that was given, so it's quite confusing.
What are you studying, Marilyn?
Nursing.
Nursing mentor?
Just nursing.
Just nursing.
Okay. Maybe contact your topic coordinator, yeah, and let them know that something's coming through in a little bit of a confusing way because they might not be aware. And I know sometimes the settings might not be quite correct and it gets sent out to all the students instead of just the students in that class. So maybe just contact your topic coordinator because we don't want you to be confused and they might not be aware that that's the communication that you're receiving. So perhaps just ask them, do you have the details of your topic coordinator? Yeah, great.
Is it like when we come face-to-face sessions like this, we also can be able to attend our online classes?
Yeah, so if you're enrolled face-to-face, normally you'll come to the face-to-face class. Some classes are being run what we call hybrid, much like we are today, where we have people in the classroom, but we also have people joining us online. It just allows for extra flexibility for students because it's really great to be able to come in person and talk to people and meet people face-to-face. But some people aren't living in South Australia and some people have other commitments that mean they can't come into university. So yeah, it is great if students if they're enrolled in person, if you can come in person to classes. And if you're an international student, you have a visa, I think it's also often in your visa requirements, you have to attend a certain number of classes face-to-face. So yeah, if you do have a face-to-face class, then yeah, you should come into the face-to-face session. But if you are enrolled online, then yeah, you would attend the class online. But if you're at all confused about your classes and which one you're meant to be going to, I'd suggest maybe sending your topic coordinator an email probably this week because you want to know before next week when you're meant to be in classes and possibly going to the wrong one and getting yourself confused. So we definitely don't want that to be the start of your first week. So yeah, feel free to get in touch with your topic coordinator and just check what's happening. Yeah. How about people online? Do you have any questions or concerns around the enrolment and registration?
I just have one question because I enrolled for online course, but what if I have time to go for face-to-face? Am I allowed to go face-to-face course as well?
So you would need to register in the face-to-face class if there is one available. Yeah.
Okay.
So not all topics are run face-to-face. Some of them are online only. So you'll just need to check in that the class registration so you can check. Some topics have both, some only have one. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. How about you, Lorraine? Any questions or concerns around enrolment or registration?
No, I think I'm all good. Yeah, I think think maybe somebody else that was there was saying something about their emails. I couldn't hear what they said, but I'm getting some cancellations, but I don't know if it's actually been cancelled or someone has not accepted it, so it gets a little bit confusing, but I figure it'll work itself out, so it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, what are you studying, Lorraine?
So I'm doing the certificate in critical care nursing. So I'm doing this subject and also, was it 8741?
Oh yeah.
It might be in the 8741 topic. That's a bit confusing. Oh, sorry, this is 8740, and so I'm doing 8740 and 8741.
Okay, yeah. So it might just be around them setting up classes, and sometimes if you send it out and then realise after you've sent it out there's a mistake, you have to cancel it and start again. So
this was coming from somebody else, which makes me think maybe it was a student, but
okay.
But then when I look online and I look at the dates that I have are correct and they haven't been cancelled. So I think it's okay. I think it's just been a bit of a muddle, but it's fine. It'll work out, I think. But yeah, so I'm all good.
Yeah, and if you do want to clarify, just get in touch with your topic coordinator, because they'll be able to fill you in on all of those details and make sure that you have the right information, because we don't want you to be confused early on.
Right. Yeah.
Great. All right.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, looks like we've hopefully got enrolment and registration sorted. Or if not, feel free to contact people. If you're a bit confused, contact your topic coordinator. But hopefully that's all going smoothly. It sounds like people have mostly been able to do that so far. So the next step is to get familiar with your learning environment. So we have Flinders Learning Online, or you'll also hear it referred to as Flow. So it's the Learning Management System, or LMS. There's always lots of acronyms that we use at Flinders University. So we use the Canvas platform. That's the provider that we use. So you might hear people call it Flow or Canvas, but these both mean the same thing. So don't want you to be confused by that. So if you would like to access Flow, you can go to that flow.flinders.edu.au and you can log in with that same username and password that you've got. So topics go live 7 days before classes commence. So that means they're all open now. So you can go in and have a look at the weekly work, when the assignments are due, get yourself organised for study, all ready to start next week. So you can also register for more information about classes about Flow, to find out more about how to use Flow and how to access your textbook. So you can go onto that orientation planner and go to one of those sessions. And I think if you're not able to attend all of these sessions, I know we're nearing the end of the first week of orientation, a lot of them are available to watch your recording as well. So if you've missed the session, some of them are also available as recordings. So don't feel like you've missed the boat if it's already passed on the orientation planner. Any questions around Flow so far? Has anyone been able to access Flow and get a sneak peek at the topics that they're starting next week?
I've got it up, but I can't see any course, any lectures or anything in there.
Any lectures? It probably wouldn't be lectures, but it might be like modules of content.
I'll look around, looks like a fairly blank calendar at the moment.
Let me check where you are. Is it all right?
Yeah, of course.
So Flow would probably, let's maybe click on courses.
I went there, got it there.
There you go. So we click on one of those.
Which one went too
Oh,
far?
now you've got into the assignments, you're really getting a head start. There you go. So if you click on modules, that will be the weekly work. And if you click on assignments, as you probably discovered, that's the assignment. So yeah, that's one of those sites. Diabetes. Yeah. Now you know where it all is. You can get a bit of a head start ready for next week. So yeah, if you're having a little bit of difficulty navigating Flow in the first instance, because there is a lot to get your head around and a few different areas to click on to get to your content, you can have a look at one of those sessions. What about people online? Have you had any experiences with Flow so far, or needing any support around that?
I've had a look at it. Oh, sorry, Wang Xin, you go first.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just had a look this morning. I found it's all good for me so far, but I only got one question for like referencing stuff like that. But I think that's a question leave for the lecturer. So yeah, I'm all good.
Sure. A question about the referencing, did you say? Yeah. Okay, well, interestingly enough, that might be answered soon, because we have someone from the Student Learning Support Service will be joining us a little bit later. I'm not sure if she's coming at 1 or 1:15, but she'll be able to let you know about where you can access some of those resources around referencing and other study support skills. So, yeah, hold that thought, and we'll be covering that soon. But as well, when you click on your assignments and your topics as well, there'll be links there normally to information about referencing and all of those study skills, yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Lorraine, did you have something to add around that?
Oh, no, I've found everything, and I was very impressed with myself. I even found how to respond in the chat. I couldn't work it out at first, how to introduce yourself, but hey, I worked it out, so it's all good.
Good work. Well, they all know who you are. That's a great start.
That's embarrassing, but yeah.
No, it's good. It's great to see students that it's always awkward to log on and not see anyone there. It's always exciting to see how many people are engaging and talking to us online. We know that people are excited to get started with their studies. So no, it's good that you've been able to get that far. All right, I'll just navigate back to the PowerPoint. So I think we've kind of covered Flow, and it's something that you can do a bit of exploring and learning about as we go. So transport, I know that many people online, this won't really be relevant to you if you're studying exclusively online, but there's a number of different transport options. So if you're driving here and parking, you do need to pay for a parking permit if you're wanting to pay for example, semester pass. You can also pay for daily parking via the app. And I think that's normally, I can't remember the exact hours, but certainly 9 till 5 in most parks, but it's always good just to check the parking rules when you enter any of the park to make sure that you're not going to get yourself a fine. There's also, you can access via the train, there's a Flinders railway station, you can access via the bus, and there's also, to get around the Flinders campuses, there's a free bus service that you can hop on if you need to go to other parts of the campus, such as up the hill at Bedford Park or to Tonsley. There's also links to public transport as well, so you can have a look at those services. I know the people online presumably don't have questions about transport, but any questions around transport from people in the room at this stage?
Where is the train exactly?
It's more near the Flinders Medical Centre is the train. Yeah, so it's not like right here on Sturt campus. It is a little bit of a walk, but I guess it just depends on where you live and what options work for you. It's a little bit of a walk, closer to the hospital, I think. Yeah.
Changed services below the chapter.
Oh, okay. Okay. They might have perhaps they've updated it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe this week. Yeah, because this is the new 2024 slideshow, so they might have recently updated it. That wasn't good timing, was it? Oh, okay. Oh, hopefully you can download the new app and, use that instead if the BusMinder app's not currently working. All right, so scholarships. If anyone's thinking of applying for a scholarship, there's information about how to apply for scholarships online. So there's a couple of them that do relate to postgraduate coursework, so you can select the different options, so if they're open or opening soon, and you can select the study level. So people here are doing postgraduate coursework, And it doesn't only have to be for people who are getting really high grades. There's a lot of different scholarships available, so you can always have a look and see if you meet any of the eligibility criteria. It's always good to have a check and see what's available. Safety, so I'm just going to run through some things to consider about safety. So at Flinders University, we're really committed to making sure that students have a safe environment to learn in. And if you experience or witness any unacceptable behaviour or harassment, we would like you to make a confidential report. So you can do an online search for safety on campus at flinders.edu.au, and you can email the email address there, the student EO at flinders.edu.au, or phone that number. You can also contact security if there's a immediate incident that you need a response to. So if you make a report, it isn't the same as making a complaint. It's the first step that you can take to find out what support and information is available to you. So for example, what you can do next and how we can help you. So it doesn't get you into trouble. It's just a way that you can get some support and advice from someone independent to make sure that you're supported on campus. And I guess even though it's particularly safety on campus, we also expect safe and appropriate behaviour in your online classes as well. So that process can still apply with your online interactions at Flinders University. Any questions around safety or how to access support in that space?
Is it generally a safe place?
It's generally a safe place, but we just like to remind people that we expect people to be safe. But there's nowhere is perfectly safe, unfortunately. So, but we do take safety very seriously to make sure we can make it as safe as possible. And if we do become aware of safety incidents, then we like to respond to them. So that's why we appreciate feedback from students when things aren't safe, so we can put something in place to make sure that they are. But I certainly don't personally experience anything unsafe, but that's not to say that things don't happen that need to be responded to. Yeah. Great, so something else that might be quite useful to you is knowing that there's a health counselling and disability service at Flinders University. So there are in-person services here, but you can also access these services, some of them online, for example. So seeing a doctor or a nurse, so that's normally an in-person service, but you can also talk with a counsellor, and that can be in person or it can be online as well, because we know we do have a lot of online students. So you can talk to a counsellor. It doesn't have to be only about university-related things. It can be for personal matters as well, and that's a confidential service that's available to all students. So you can contact them by emailing their email address or calling them, or you can also just search on the Flinders University website for the health counselling and disability. So if you are studying and you have a health or mental health condition, you can speak with a disability advisor, and what they will be able to do is support you to develop a learning plan, which is a document they develop, a disability access plan, which you can then choose to communicate with your topic coordinators, and they can then make reasonable adjustments to your study to make sure that you're supported to study in the context of your disability. So it's a good idea, if that applies to you, either people online or in the room, to initiate that contact quite soon, because that way they'll be able to put together this plan with you to make sure that you're able to be supported throughout your studies. Because it's very helpful for your topic coordinators to know if you need particular adjustments to your studies, if they know sooner rather than later. So that's something important to think about. There's also self-help resources that are available, which you can search on their website. And if there is anything after hours where you're needing support, there's also the after hours crisis support line, which is on the screen, and also if you access their website. Any questions about these services for people either in the room or online?
Where do the doctor and nurse hang out?
I think, I'm not 100% sure where they are, but I think they're up the hill at the Bedford Park campus. But if you were to search the information on the Flinders website, you'd be able to find, like, just the health counselling and disability, you'd be able to find where they are to be able to make an appointment. Don't remember exactly the name of the building, but yeah, it's up.
It is visually, but I can't remember the name of it either. It's kind of near that roundabout bit that the bus is going near the main big entrance.
Like near the student hub.
Three of the student centre just behind the student hub.
Oh, great. Good thing we have you here, Will. So level 3 of the student centre near the hub.
Not the student hub, and then
I'm just going to check online because I know Catherine from Student Learning Support Service was going to join us. Catherine, hello. I can see that Catherine's joined us. How are you going, Catherine?
I'm well, thank you so much.
Great. Good to see you. Well,
You too.
welcome and thank you so much. Perfect timing. Is now a good time for you to talk about the services that you can offer to students? Shall I hand over the presentation to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So should I share my presentation on Teams?
Yeah, I think I've given you access to share. Otherwise, I did download your slides just in case. Oh, that looks good. I wonder if it's...
How's that for everyone?
I'll close the chat so it's bigger. There we go. Great.
Perfect, all right. Okay, so my name is Catherine. And I am from the Student Learning Support Service. We are a service here at Flinders to help support students through their studies. And I'm just going to go through some of our services. I'm just going to provide a quick presentation just to get you familiar with what kind of supports you can expect throughout your degree. So first, we have an acknowledgement of country. So the SLSS acknowledges that we meet, learn and teach on unceded Kaurna country, and we pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land and their elders. So to begin, study support to help you at Flinders. This is just a couple of the things that I'm going to go over throughout the presentation. So our ready to go orientation sessions, which are currently, as you know, this is included in those, but they are currently running right now during O Week. And they're also available to be watched online through the kind of O Week calendar and the O Week pages. So those are just some presentations about how to really get started at uni, some writing tips, some reading tips, and some time management tips. But these are also all available on the SLSS websites. So we also have study workshops throughout the year. We have in-person study support, 24/7 online study support, and online study resources and programs. So our services menu, this is some of the learning support services available throughout your journey at Flinders. So we have what we call the Learning Lounge, and this is in-person study support that is available on the Sturt campus. It's available in the Sturt Library Tuesdays and Thursdays every week, starting next week from 11 to 1. It is also on the Bedford Park campus in the Central Library. We also have Studiosity, which is essentially a online program where you can submit your work and get feedback from online learning advisors. And then we have our EAP, which is our English for Academic Purposes program. So again, the Learning Lounge is available on the Sturt campus from 11 to 1, Tuesdays and Thursdays, in level 3 of the library. So the Learning Lounge is a drop-in study space where learning advisors can answer your questions as you work on assignments, and learning advisors can help you understand your assignment requirements. They can also help you with structure, expressing ideas, enhancing your academic writing style, understanding referencing conventions, improving your understanding and application of grammar rules, and improving your self-editing skills. So this can be a really helpful service, especially if this is your first time back at uni in a while, or if writing assessment is particularly intimidating to you. This is a service that can be really helpful. So it's no appointment needed. You can just drop in and get the help when you need it. So we also have Studiosity, which is a 24/7 online study support service, which is free for all Flinders students. All of the programs that I'm talking about today are free. So you can submit assessments up to 8,000 words for feedback within 24 hours. So you can also chat live to a learning advisor for help with English, math, science, biology, chemistry, physics, and general study skills like independent and critical thinking, planning, and time management. And these services are helpful if you've missed the learning lounge times, but also if you're freaking out and it's late at night, assessment is due tomorrow, then you can kind of upload and expect to get your feedback within 24 hours. And we also have our English for Academic Purposes programs. So these are both online and are run in person throughout the year. And these are specialised workshops to help you with your English in terms of writing and submitting assessments. So we go over paraphrasing and quoting, planning your assessment, academic writing, the basics. So that goes through assignment structure, essay structure, what an assignment should look like, and then finally reading effectively. So this is a more in-depth list of what we offer through English for Academic Purposes, and these are currently getting organised to be run in person. There will be 4 workshops that are run in person in semester 1, and if you Google English for Academic Purposes, you can get access to a flow site in which you can do online self-paced modules for any of these. We also have our SLSS study resources. So these are PDF guides and videos to boost your academic skills. If you go on the SLSS page, essentially you can find links to all of these. We call this the grid of 9, but you can get links to PDFs and videos under these particular headings. So writing skills, assessment types, oral and visual presentations, referencing and integrating evidence, English language and grammar, academic numeracy, study and exam strategies, learning tools and AI, and reading and critical thinking. This is just an example of what some of these PDF guides look like. These are our 2 most popular, APA referencing and paraphrasing and quoting. And finally, we have our Back on Track program, which is a step-by-step guide to help students successfully develop assessment resubmission. So this links students with resources to help with study skills that often cause students to lose marks in their assessment, for example, paraphrasing, referencing, integrating evidence, analysing the task, and interpreting feedback. So I will take questions if anybody has some, but any kind of question that you have or any clarification that you need, you will be able to find through the QR code here. So that QR code goes to the SLSS website where you can find links to all of these services.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Appreciate it. I'm just wondering if anyone in the room has any questions?
All the nursing courses have the same referencing guide?
Yeah, so that question, Catherine, was just about, do all nursing courses have the same referencing guide? And the answer is yes, that we all use APA 7th. So that guide that Catherine showed us, on an earlier slide. So that's the one that we do use in nursing, Any other questions from either the room or online?
I really like the idea of the learning lounge. I needed that last time I was here at uni and I didn't seek out that kind of thing, so that's why I'm quite keen in taking notes.
Oh, great. I don't know if you heard that, Catherine.
No, I didn't.
And that was some really great feedback for you that someone in the room, Lauren, was just saying that she really likes the concept of a learning lounge and wish it was available last time she was at university. So she's definitely going to come and visit you there.
Definitely come and visit us, and because of the nursing campus and where it's located, we also have specific experts that come to the campus to help with drug calculations. So you might not see me around, but you definitely will see some very helpful people in the learning lounge.
So that learning lounge at the library is just here or a different library?
So, Catherine, the question was just, where is the learning lounge located?
So the Learning Lounge is on level 3 of the Sturt Library.
And that's not open all the time, is it?
No, that is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
So the library, I can see you looking a bit confused. All right, so the library is basically, we're on level 2. The library's just up one level, yeah. I don't know if you've had
I
it.
wasn't making sure it wasn't in the city library or something like that.
No, I do think there's also a learning lounge on the Bedford Park campus, isn't there, Catherine?
Yes, the Bedford Park Campus Learning Lounge is level 2 of the Central Library, and that one does actually run every day. So that is 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. from Monday to Friday. So if you do feel like taking the walk to the Bedford Park campus and you need some help on a Wednesday, we will be there.
Yeah, I can recommend the walk. It's good to take a break from study and walk up the hill to go to Bedford Park to visit the Learning Lounge. It's a great way to bust the study stress by getting some exercise. Any questions from people online? Because I know that you may not physically be coming in to see the Student Learning Support Service, but any questions about anything from people online?
Hi, I'm just wondering where we can find the reference guide. Like when we're doing assignment, we need lots of reference. Saying, let's say I found this assignment, this paper online. I want to use this. I want to code this in my assignment. How should I write my reference? Like the format, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you need access to our referencing guides, we have a lot both on paraphrasing and quoting, so when to implement referencing, and then also the actual structure and guide of that, so how to then, what to make it look like essentially. So you can find both of those by just Googling SLSS, SLSS learning guides. If you also go through to this QR code here, if you want, you can screenshot this or do it now, but you can go through and there will be links to it there. And if you do need any help and you're online, you can always email the SLSS for an extended consult and we can meet with you one-on-one online if that's something that you feel like you'd need.
Yeah, that's great. I found this on Google. Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions either online or in the room? I think you've answered everyone's questions, Catherine. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been really great to have someone who's an expert in the Student Learning Support Service come and speak with us and let us know what services are available to support students who are possibly new again to this learning journey, coming from maybe not have studied for a while. So really appreciate you coming today. Thanks, Catherine. Don't know if it's frozen. I think Catherine's frozen anyway. All right. I don't know if people online, I don't know if it was sharing my PowerPoint before. Oops. So I don't know, could you see these slides before when I was sharing? I just realised that the camera doesn't show them up, it seems. Or maybe it does. Don't know where the camera's looking.
No, I couldn't see it before. I can see it now though.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that the zoom in wasn't on the slides, or I'll put the slides here as well as online. The tricky thing is it doesn't make it very big for people in the room. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. It was great having Catherine join us to run through some of that, because I think, she's the expert in the Student Learning Support Service, so it's great to have someone come and speak to us about that. So something else that's available more for, I think, if you're here on campus is Oasis. So there's a lot of different student services there. So it's a student wellbeing centre. So it's located on the Bedford Park campus, but there's lots of different services that are available there. So there's different ways to connect with other people. There's a community market for lower cost food, there's different conversation groups just to connect with people, there's volunteer programs, mental fitness, workshops and community, there's chaplaincy, there's mindful yoga, they do forest walks and midday meditation, so there's a lot of services that are available. So that's something that I recommend you check out to try and connect with people. And I think someone might have posted a comment online. I heard a sound. Chat. Oh, no problems, Catherine. I thought you might have just been in a hurry. So Catherine just typed in the chat saying her Wi-Fi just dropped out, but feel free to email her at the catherine.perotta@flinders.edu.au or reach out to the slss@flinders.edu.au. It's a tricky thing with Wi-Fi. You just never know when it's going to drop out. And I do know that Catherine has had a very busy day and she's actually travelling to another Flinders campus in the city this afternoon. So she was very, very kind of her to join in between her travels. So that might be why Catherine's Wi-Fi is a little bit less stable, but do appreciate Catherine making the time to join us in between travels to different places, which is in this O week when it's a very busy time for student learning support services. So that's Oasis. If you're an international student, there's also international student services, which is available. So they're able to support you as an international student. So answer questions, share information, any confidential matters. If you have any questions or concerns, they're there to support you. You could also work as a volunteer for the ISS. Their meet and greet service. So for example, new arrivals, they run an orientation, and of course they do social and fun activities as well. So it's not only all the serious stuff, which is great. They can also write letters as needed and connect you with other support services. So all those services are available if you'd like to find out more about those if you're an international student, either here today or watching the recording. I'll just go back to, and feel free as well to stop me anywhere along the way. If you have any questions, I just have to change the slides in both spots. So something else that I'd like to mention today is some of the other services that are available at Flinders. So we promote awareness of and respect for diversity of staff and students that work and study here. So some of the services that are available are student success and wellbeing advisors. There's a prayer room, there's conversation groups, there's equal opportunity advisors, there's a pride network, and the Good Vibes experiment. So if you'd like to find out more about any of these services, you can just go to that student.flinders.edu.au/support and you can find out more about all of these. I'm happy to answer any questions, though I have to say that's not really my area of expertise. So I would recommend that if you did want to connect, you could have a look at that support webpage. I'll just go back to sharing. Flinders Library. Flinders Library is something that's going to be really important in your studies. Oops, there we go. So Flinders University Library, they've got lots of different services. They're not just your traditional borrower textbook. They are really diverse now with what they can offer. So they have drop-in workshops and how-to guides about how to access library resources. So something that you'll probably use a lot is the Find It at Flinders, which you can use to search resources. You can also access online resources, so there's online journal articles, but now they also have a really large selection of e-textbooks which are available for your studies. So there are a number of sessions that have already run, but if you'd like to go to something that hasn't run yet, there is actually one, I just checked the schedule, and there is one tomorrow if you'd like to attend one and learn about the different library services that are available, which is really helpful to help you identify sources for your studies, because you'll need to be making sure, as health professionals, making sure you're work, your assignments, is all based on up-to-date evidence. So that's a really great way to find resources relevant to your area that are going to be appropriate for your studies. So I'll briefly show you the library website. Maybe what I'll do instead is just share. I wonder if I can share my screen. So what I'll do now is hopefully that's sharing the screen. Oops, remind me later, Chrome. So you can actually just Google Flinders Library and it will come up quite easily. Oops, not so much bookings, but you can just go straight to the Flinders Library. So you can search for anything that you need. So you can just for ebooks, articles and videos. So you can type in evidence-based practice. And if you search the library, you can see that you find a wide variety of resources. So you can find out lots of things about evidence-based practice. So you can also click things that are available online. You can find peer-reviewed journals and filter the information. And then you'll only get things that are available online, so you can have a bit of a read of those. So as you can see, what just comes up straight away is a whole bunch of online resources, including some textbooks and some that are really quite up to date, such as 2023. So I would recommend having a look at the library resources and going to those library workshops, because they'll be able to teach you skills for not only searching for particular things, but also using different library resources and services and databases. Any questions about the library from anyone? No. No questions on... Oh, you had a question? I think it depends on the book, how long. The question was how long can you borrow books for? And I think it just depends on the book, because some of them might be what they call the high demand collection, where there are hundreds and hundreds of students that want that very same book. So yeah, that one book is so popular. So it might be that it's a 2-hour loan, for example, or a 24-hour loan, because it's a high demand collection. But the books that aren't used quite so much, I think that you can borrow them for normally about 4 weeks. And if nobody has requested the book, it normally just keeps extending for a long period of time. So yeah, it's really quite variable depending on the book. But certainly, yeah, there's a lot of online resources as well that you can access. So it's not like everyone is waiting on that one textbook. Sometimes there might be a particular book you need to hire or buy, but you can do some Googling online. I know some textbooks now, if they don't have many or any copies in the library, you can also hire online textbooks just for the course of your semester. So there's lots of different options available if you do a bit of Googling and see what's the best option for you. I mean, some topics you don't need to buy any textbooks. Some they recommend that you might buy one if the library doesn't have very many copies of it. Any questions from people online? I'll just go back to the page. So I'm not sure if I can always see. No. No questions from online people? No. Well, do check out the library services, because they really do have some great information available. And I use the library all the time when developing all the topic material, so I can tell you they have some really great resources there for everyone. Yeah, so that's kind of the very general information that I was hoping to go through today. So make the most of the orientation. There's sessions running for the rest of this week, and also I think there's other sessions next week, and many of them will be recorded. So don't worry if you've already missed some, you will have an opportunity to catch up and watch the recording if there's anything that you missed. So there's also a Finding Your Way at Flinders on your Flow site. So that's the orientation Flow page, which as we mentioned before, you can go to Flow where all your topics are. You'll also find your Finding Your Way at Flinders. So if it's not already there on Flow, you can just search for the Finding Your Way at Flinders, which is the online orientation topic. So it has some of this information that we've talked about today. So it's all kind of collated in one place, so you can find it all and click straight on the links there. So it includes all this information about tips and tricks and support services, and there's a couple different videos as well, which can help you navigate different things. And I think the most important thing to remember out of those general services is that help is available. There's lots of different services to support you. So if you get stuck, you're not sure, you're getting anxious, just reach out to someone and we'll be able to put you in touch with someone who is able to help you. I don't know all the answers, but I'm always going to be happy to put you in touch with the person who is able to provide the particular answers or support that you need. So some top tips for connecting to different places around Flinders. You can obviously visit Flow, Flinders Online, to get started. Keep an eye out for the ping email that comes out. If you want to connect with new friends who are around Flinders, you can look at Flinders Mate. Follow the socials. There's also the Flinders University Student Association, or FUSA. And of course, you can go to that students.flinders.edu.au/support if you'd like to know about or get a reminder or a refresh about what the support services are. So any questions about just general support that's available in the university, or has that kind of given you a bit of a mental overload to get you started with what there is to look for? Good start. And you can always, all this stuff is online anyway, so you can always go back to it and look it up through those, like flinders.support/support. If you do, like, gee, what was that service? You can go back through that page and check the details.
Can you tell me what the numbers of people are doing grad certs in nursing?
I can't quite remember off the top of my head, because it's, when I look at the numbers for each topic, it kind of comes as per topic. I haven't actually looked at the overall number, but depending on the topic, there's between sort of 40 and 80 in most of the grad cert topics, but it really is quite variable topic to topic, and some people might be doing a master's or might be doing a graduate diploma but have chosen to do a particular grad cert topic. So it really depends on what topic you're doing as to how many students there are. Yeah. But there are lots. They're quite large, yeah. So now, sorry.
It looks like all the courses, lectures are online and also actually being run in a room like this one somewhere on level 4. So you could turn up even though you're an online student and get the lecture face to face.
What lectures what are you talking about?
Diabetes management, I think was what I was talking
Oh, they're in person, yeah. So they run hybrid, so you can attend in person or online. But if you're going to attend in person, we recommend that you register in person, just so we know that you're attending in person, so we can get the appropriate classrooms. We don't book a tiny little classroom and then have 50 students turn up. It's not going to be great for anyone's experience. So if you do want to attend online, just change your registration to the online availability. That way the tutors will know how many people to expect at the time. It just helps with a bit of planning and making sure everyone gets the best learning experience. Yeah. Great. Well, before I move on to nursing specific information, does anyone online have questions so far? No? So I've just got a few slides now about the nursing specific information. So here are some of the key people in postgraduate nursing. So I've put their photos on the screen. Sorry that they're a little bit blurry. When you go and download them offline, they're not always the highest resolution photos. So you can see at the top we've got Professor Alison Kitson. She's our Vice President and Executive Dean. We've also got Professor Tiffany Conroy, who's the Deputy Dean for Nursing Leadership and Innovation, an academic lead. And we've also got Guy Peacock, who's our teaching program director. So if you're on campus, you might see them around the place, so they'll be happy for you to say hi if you see them around, or online you might see them through other communications, other online communications and emails. So in postgraduate nursing, I haven't put all our photos here, sorry, didn't quite get that fancy. So here are some names of key staff. They're not the only people, but these are some of the key staff. So I'm the course coordinator for all of the postgraduate nursing courses. So you can contact me via that PG course coordinator at flinders.edu.au. If you're doing a Master of Nurse Practitioner, the course coordinator for that particular program is Bridget Henderson, and you can contact her by her email on the screen. I know a couple of people mentioned they're doing diabetes, so the course coordinator for diabetes is Kate Colmer, and her email is on the screen. And if you happen to be doing a topic which has a placement or a WIL, which is a work integrated learning component, you can get in touch with the placement education coordinators if you have any questions. So if you are on placement, where there are some additional considerations to make sure you're compliant with the requirements of that venue. So it might be around immunisation and those sorts of things, and mandatory learning. So just make sure that you check out those requirements, and I'm sure that if you are doing a WIL topic or a placement topic, that you would have already received information about that, but just a heads up. So if you need to contact any staff in regards to your studies, I just recommend that the first point of contact, that should always be your class tutor and topic coordinator. For some people, it's the same person, depending on whether it's your topic coordinator who's also doing the teaching, or your topic coordinator might have other people working with them to do some teaching and marking. So that's always your first point of contact. Generally, it's a good idea to get in touch with them by email. That's generally the most effective way, because we all have lots of different commitments and we're not always in our office. So if you send an email, then we'll be able to follow up as soon as we can. But just be mindful to allow up to 3 business days, because we are responsible for lots of different teaching programs and students. So while we do try and respond as quickly as possible, it's not always possible. So just bear in mind to allow up to 3 business days. We've already mentioned if you have questions or anything you want to know about a particular topic, have a look at that particular topic page on Flow, and that will have all the information about that particular topic, including the assignments and content. And for any just general questions, you can access the Flinders Connect, which we've mentioned before. I'll see whether this link is going to work now, and I can show you what it looks like. So Flinders Connect. So you might have already used Flinders Connect, possibly. So that's what it looks like. So they have in-person opening hours, and you can also access them as an online service as well. So all their information is here, including some of the things that we talked about today. And you can use Ask Flinders to ask any questions about anything that you're not sure who to ask, and if they don't know, they'll be able to put you in touch with the right person. Any questions from people in the room or online? Nope. All good. Yes.
Some information about SAS.
Yeah, if you're happy to. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we've just got Will, who's in the room, and Will was going to talk about SAS, the Student Administration Services. Yeah, all right, go for it. Sorry, I didn't realise that you were... Were you waiting to...
No, not at all. I just thought it might help on topic. So I suppose, I don't know if people can see me, but hi. My name is Will. I am an enrolment and course advisor from the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. I specifically look after the nursing cohort and a couple of others, but nursing is the biggest. A lot of the general questions that go through Flinders Connect might get filtered back to me at the college office, or you can contact the college office directly at NHS Inquiries at flinders.edu.au. We can help with, I suppose, enrolment questions. There's also timetabling assistance around class registration. So while Flinders Connect can provide broad answers to some questions when it's about specific program structure and things like that, we can assist with that, or we can I suppose, filter through information if it's more academic or guidance around topic preferences. But as far as the structure of programs and class enrolment, that can come straight through the college, and it may well do so if you submit it to Flinders Connect. So yeah, you may see my name on lots of emails that come out if there are communications around topics and things like that. And again, you can get onto us directly at nhsinquiries@flinders.edu.au. That's all.
Thanks, Will. There you go. Now you know one of the friendly faces behind the emails that you might be getting. So I think, yeah, one of the other things I was going to mention today, you might have only just seen this appear in your flow quite recently. So this is our postgraduate nursing orientation site. So it has all the information specific to postgraduate nursing, so including a lot of the things we mentioned today, but you'll see this in your flow page as well. So that's what it looks like, postgraduate nursing course information. And I'll see if I wonder if it will let me get to it as well. I think that's my dashboard there. And mine will look very different to yours because I have a lot of sites on Flow, but I think I moved it to the top before I came in here, so it should hopefully show up. There we go. So you probably won't have quite as many as I do, but I put it at the top here. So it's the postgraduate course information. And if you click on that, there's a lot of information here for you. So a lot of the things that we've talked about today, so policies, FUSA, international students, lots of these kinds of things. So that's available there for you as well. So feel free to have a look at that. And of course, information about clinical placements, which might be relevant to some people as well. So yeah, that's just some additional resources for you, and has links to things like the library and the student learning support service, all those kinds of things. So it's just kind of another place where it's all put in the correct place for you, and including things that are specific to nursing. So that's kind of all I really, whoops, just like it's going to the wrong page. So that's kind of all I really was wanting to talk about today, in terms of talking at you. I'm sure you're all getting a bit of mental overload. It's always like that when you start something new and people talk at you for an hour or more. Takes a bit of time to get a feel for the place. But are there any questions for me that I can help you with today? I know we've had chances to ask questions along the way, but is there anything burning in your mind that you'd like to chat about now, either people in the room or online?